Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the 2022 South African film. I don't know if this was made for a specific streaming service, but I just watched it on Netflix. Office Invasion. So the plot of this is an accountant, a geologist, and a security guard who work for a soul-sucking company are about to do some skull-crushing when aliens take over the company. That's the premise. And I was like, okay, cool. I've never seen a South African film, to my knowledge. Like, I'm all about learning different cultures from different countries' films. Totally for it. I didn't know how much of a melting pot South Africa is. In regards, there's a lot of different ethnicities, a lot of different cultures in that particular part of Africa. Didn't know that. It was interesting learning that. So the beginning of the film starts out characters speaking Zulu, and I'm like, all right, good. We're gonna get some cultural lessons throughout this. And then an alien, rips his face off, and then we go into the office aspect of it. But then, and I timed it, movie's an hour 52 minutes. I still have my little notes on the side. An hour and 12 minutes in, meaning 40 minutes left of the show, is when the actual invasion starts. The first hour, 10 minutes is just the people just complaining about how horrible the job is and that the boss is just awful and he's trying to sell the company and they mine this product, Zula something, and, who's going to be losing their health insurance with this new takeover and who are these new owners and stuff, right? Things, just general, my boss is awful, the company I work for deserves better, stuff like that. And so then eventually it's revealed that the new owners are the aliens, and they want this particular mineral that they're mining because it helps regenerate and the skin, and it makes them live forever and stuff like that, right? So eventually they're defeated, and then the guys, will live happily ever after at the end. But it took far too long to get from point A to point B to point C. The three main guys, Sam, Prince, and Junior, I have no problem with. I thought they were great actors. They did a great job with the material they were given. Some scenes were comical, because it's a horror comedy when the fighting actually starts, but it's just such false advertising where it's the last 40 minutes of the film is when the actual invasion starts, and then it's just 20 minutes of fighting aliens. And then the last 20 minutes is just epilogue stuff. What happens now that the aliens have been defeated? And, what are we going to do now with the company now that Sam's in charge and stuff like that? And they put the boss behind bars in the psych ward. Like, why? It was too choppy. It was irrelevant introducing certain characters to then never see them again. It's just weird. And I didn't like how awkward it was, because certain scenes are supposed to be funny and you're supposed to go, ha ha ha. But I'm like cringe. Like cringe. Like cringe awkward. It was different. It was interesting. I was viewing it more of a cultural experience, watching the background actors all interact, watching what are people drinking, what are people eating. There was a lot of nice shots of Johannesburg throughout, so I thought that was pretty neat. I expected a good horror comedy film. I didn't expect a great horror comedy film. I expected a good, decent horror comedy film. And I just feel bad for the three main actors because they did a good job, but then the secondary, tertiary characters, the actors who played them, are just so robotic and monotone and boring, and it didn't work. Didn't work. Unfortunate. Should not have taken so long to get the story to where it was. I would have changed multitudes of how this came about. Multitudes. But can't win them all. We watched it. It was on the list. We checked it off. On to the next review. Mucho mahalo.